Hello and welcome to my little art studio. My name is Miss Gerri and I have been teaching on Outschool for 3 years. I teach art classes, a little bit of baking classes, and I teach some tutoring one-on-one English and English language arts classes as well. Today I'm going to show you a fun project that you can do with friends and family so easily, and it's something that you would really have a fun time doing either outdoors or in with simple things that you may already have around the house or can easily get. And I love, love, love this project so much because it is a monoprint. So monoprints are where you are only getting one print every time that you do it, but it lends itself to having so much fun and so much change each time. So we are going to be creating rainbow monoprints today. And let me show you, we're going to start simple. And then we're going to get a little bit more detailed each time we pull a new print. And you will understand more about it as you watch my step-by-step directions. So make sure to grab some supplies and join me in the studio to try this super fun project. Shaving cream, liquid colors, a paintbrush, and a tray. And then any kind of paper that you have. So monoprints are super special because, again, you're only getting one print each time. And what's also special about it is once you get the supplies that you need, whatever kinds of paints, whatever kinds of papers and other things that you're going to use for your monoprint, and today it's going to be shaving cream and liquid watercolors, then you can start creating in whatever way you want. The pressure is off for you to make it a certain way because each time it's going to be different anyway. So go with the flow, put some paints, put some materials down on your paper, pull a print. That's when we lay our paper down and we lift it to see what we get, or when we lay other materials down for other kinds of monoprints and see what happens. Try something new for the next monoprint. Today we're going to be using paper on top of the shaving cream, and every time we pull it off, there will be something new to see. I'm super excited to share this with you. Okay, so let's get started. This is a super fun project. I love creating monoprints of all kinds, and this one happens to be one of my very favorites. It is colorful, unusual, and we do it in 4 stages. So stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, and stage 4. It becomes more and more magical as the process goes on. You will need some kind of a tray, maybe like a cookie sheet. You will need a brush. We're going to use this part of the brush, a ruler or some other kind of straight edge to scrape off the shaving cream. We're going to need white, foamy, creamy shaving cream you can get at a Dollar Tree or any other kind of store that sells that. You will need 4 sheets of white paper, just printer papers, okay? And you will need a washcloth, paper towels, or even baby wipes, but I like to have both of them available. And lastly, but certainly not leastly, you're going to need your paint. Now, liquid watercolors are the best. It doesn't matter what brand. You can also use food coloring. But what's great about them is they're very intense colors, yet they are watercolor. So they're very, very watery. You can drip them right out, but they're going to give you nice, bright colors. So the first thing we're going to do is shake up our shaving cream and go ahead and cover our tray. And we want to make it pretty covered because we want to have a good coating. It is okay if you have a little bit of your tray showing. That's perfectly fine. And the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to go in our rainbow order, but we're going to go from smallest to lightest. So we're going to start with purple and make our way back up through the colors of the rainbow. So the first thing that I will do is put a few drops of our color in a little arc going across or around. And I'm going to put a little bit more shaving cream right here just because it seems to be a bit light right there. I'm going to open that, put a couple more drops. Now you'll notice I really don't need to squeeze my bottle. My bottle is going to drip out, and so squeezing is kind of unnecessary. And in fact, it will give you too much paint. And then I'm going to go ahead and go with my blue and put a few drops of blue around the purple in that same rainbow arch. Okay, and then I will go to green And again, I'm just dripping it in that arch kind of shape. Next, I'm going to need yellow because we're building up our rainbow. So we're gonna have a little yellow, and I barely even tipping it. We are going to need orange, and then we'll stop at red. So a little orange, okay? And lastly, let's get a little bit of red. Now just be careful, anything that liquid watercolors gets on could potentially get stained. They are really wonderful, but you have to be careful about what clothing you're going to use. So my first monoprint, I'm going to take a piece of paper and I'm just going to briefly lay it over the shaving cream. And when I press down a little bit, I'm going to tap it very gently. I'm going to be thinking about as if I were petting a little kitten, and I want to touch very, very lightly. And then you will quickly see the paint come through. I'm going to move my tray and lay my paper out. And after each print, I'm going to scrape off the shaving cream. And you will notice that you get just this little dots. And I call this a rainbow dot print. And you can see where I've gotten this in other ways as well on a dry piece of paper. So I'm going to move this one over to a new spot for it to dry. And then I'm going to take my tray back out because I'm going to go to stage 2. Stage 2 requires you to use your brush, but I'm not going to use this end. I'm going to use this end, and I'm going to go ahead and really make those rainbow arches by dragging it into my color. And then I'm going to go with blue, back and forth. I'm going to go to green, back and forth. I might need to wipe a little bit of the shaving cream off. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to go to yellow, and you can just take that same little piece, orange, and red. And by dragging it through, I can create more of a pattern like a rainbow. I'm going to take paper number 2, lay it on top, press down very gently, tap, tap, tap along the rainbow shape right here. And I will pull back. I'm going to kind of make it a little bit darker. So I'm going to go ahead and tap a little more. And then when I pull back, you can see that I'm getting more of a rainbow. I'm going to move my tray, and I'm going to go ahead and scrape any extra shaving cream off my paper so that I don't want my paper to get too wet. I can have my paper dry. If it's too wet, then it will ruin the paper really easily. So here's my dry one that you can take a look at. And this is called my rainbow arch. This is step 2. So I'm going to move this one over, and I'm going to go to step 3. So step 3, I'm going to take my tray back out. I also need my brush again. Step 3 is when we're going to start creating a design. And I'm going to bring my brush up and down. And then I'm going to go up and down, up and down. And this is almost like a rainbow fan, or maybe like a rainbow sunset. You can come up with your own terms, but it makes this really beautiful design. I can take my paper towel and wipe off my brush so it's ready. And now I am ready to print again. I'm going to lay it over. I'm going to tap, 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 and give it just that little bit of a back massage, but I want to be thinking about a little newborn kitten, very soft and gentle. And then I'm going to peel back. And when I peel back, I have a beautiful design. And there is a rainbow design. This is my rainbow fan, my rainbow sunset. This is step 3 for my shaving cream monoprints that I do love. Okay, and here is another one. Every time they're different. I got a fun swirl right here on this one. And this is one of my dry ones. Okay, now for step 4, and I'm going to move this one over. For step 4, we are going to take our tray back out one more time. And this time with our brush, we are going to kind of go a little crazy. I'm going to let you go ahead and swirl 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And sometimes I stop because I don't want to mix everything up and combine all the colors. And so I'll take another paper towel and wipe that off. And then I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I go around circling swirls of 5. You can try 6, but I just don't want to go too far. So I have to be really careful about that. Now I've created this beautiful, beautiful rainbow swirl, and I'm ready for paper number 4. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm gonna lay my paper down. I'm going to give it that little back massage. I'm gonna be thinking about a little kitten. I wanna be soft, but I do wanna run my fingers over it a little bit. And then I'm gonna peel back and I am gonna have this beautiful, beautiful design. Now from here, you can wash your tray off and wash it down the drain. You will have a very clean smelling room, but you will have these really beautiful and simple rainbow monoprints. And I hope that you will enjoy this and experiment using different color combinations and using different kinds of designs to create shaving cream monoprints. So, so fun. One of my absolute favorite things. So as you can see, it's really, really easy to create a fun, interactive, and colorful monoprint. And I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that you had fun, you learned something new, and that you're proud of trying different things that you may not have tried before. I think that is one of the most important things about art that we can learn, is that to have the courage to try something new and experiment and explore with different supplies. Until we do that, how could we get something beautiful and colorful like this if we don't just go for it and see what happens? And Matisse, a very famous, beautiful artist, once said that creativity takes courage. And I love that quote because it means so much. So go out there and try things, experiment with art, and come join me in my little art studio where we do new kinds of projects and paintings every week. Thank you.